careers is a trek to the top and not a sprint to the base camp. If I tell you to run a 100-meter race, you can run it with one strategy, run for 100 meters and succeed. But if I tell you to trek to the top of a Mount Everest, you'll have to do different strategies. There'll be times you'll walk fast. There'll be times you'll sit back and relax. There'll be times you'll change your strategy. There'll be times that you'll have to take rest for 1 hour, 2 hours because oxygen is less. There'll be times that you might have to change your route. And career is exactly the same. I know a colleague of mine in OYO, right, who always wanted to be a lawyer, right, because of financial constraint, did his MBA, went into a job, had a good career for 5 years, but post that took a break and actually did an LLB for himself. So the important thing is to remember, right, situations, circumstances change every day. Important thing is to remember what you want to do, and life will give you another opportunity to give a shot on it. For example, I'll tell you my dream passion is to be a full-time public speaker, is to be a mentor, is to be a guest lecturer. Right now I'm in the corporate world. Right now I'm following it as a passion. But very soon there will be a stage when you will see me full-time doing this. But that's what I really want to do. So sometimes the timing might differ, but it's important to know what's your final goal in life. And if you know that, trust me, life will give you enough chances in the next 5 years to go back to what you really love. Important thing to remember what you love and not forget that you really wanted to do. I understand your sentiments, right? Because you're passing on in COVID. I passed out in 2009, which was recession. Second is I worked across industries in the last 13 years, so I know what it takes to succeed in different industries. Third, I said, even when I passed out, I was a fresher. I was from a small town and I was from a non-corporate background. So all of us at exactly the same place where we are. So now the question comes is that, what do I need to do to succeed in career, right? When you ask me what is the new job trend, basically you're asking me, Jignu, will I succeed in my career or not post MBA? Careers is a trek to the top and not a sprint to the base camp. If I tell you to run a 100-meter race, you can run it with one strategy, run for 100 meters and succeed. But if I tell you to trek to the top of a Mount Everest, you'll have to do different strategies. There'll be times you'll walk fast. There'll be times you'll sit back and relax. There'll be times you'll change your strategy. There'll be times that you'll have to take rest for 1 hour, 2 hours because oxygen is less. There'll be times that you might have to change your route. And career is exactly the same. You cannot have one strategy, just get your first placement right and you say you succeed. Careers could give you ups and downs even 10 years down the line. So it's important to have some basics right. Stephen Covey's 90:10 principle. What this principle says is that 10% of your life is made up of what happens to you. And 90% of it depends by your reaction to what has happened to you. Point is, let's go back to 2009, right? I remember even before 2003, I entered into my engineering college. I entered into engineering college, which is a tier 3 engineering college. And some of my friends get into AIIMS, into IITs, etc. Reason? Maybe I didn't study hard in plus 1, plus 2, etc., etc. But this is 10% of my life, right? Where I got my admission in. Now it's up to me to decide that how do I react to the situation. One is I may say that, what? Now this is it, right? I can't go up from here. So what I need to do is just be an engineer. Second is I realize, no, that's not my strength, right? Maybe I can do something special. In the next 4 years of my engineering, I started taking part in extracurricular activities. That's where the love of public speaking started. And in 4 years, I had 40 plus national awards. And today, whatever I am is not because of my education, which is engineering education that I did as an engineer, but it's because of all the extracurriculars that I participated in, which helped me build up my personality as an overall. The only piece that it differs is that, I had the courage to face the unknown. Sometimes in life, it's very easy to get into your comfort zones. It's very easy to say, this is how it happened. This is how I can do. And I will not face the unknown. My point is, only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. I spent 9 years in Italy. If I would have continued being in Italy, I love the organization. I love the place. I love the people. But if I would have not taken the unknown path of joining an early age startup, joining OYO, trust me, I would have not even gained 10% of the knowledge that I have today. Dreams are not something that you see when you sleep. Dreams are something that the problem is the moment you achieve your dream, have you set your next milestone for yourself is important. So if your dream was getting into an MBA college, have you set your next dream? Could be an investment banker, could be a government job, could be get into a good organization. Define the organization. Say, I want to work in Nestle. Say, I want to work in a Oyo. Say, I want to work in a Lido. Define whatever it works for you, but have the dream. The problem is, a lot of us do well till the time we have a dream, right? It could be for some getting into an MBA college. For some, it could be today getting into a good job. But the problem is, the moment you achieve your dream, have you set your next milestone for yourself is important. So if your dream was getting into an MBA college, have you set your next dream? Could be an investment banker, could be a government job, could be get into a good organization. Define the organization. Say, I want to work in Nestle. Say, I want to work in a Oyo. Say, I want to work in a Lido. Define whatever it works for you, but have the dream. In my campus, everyone suggested to me either become an electronics engineer, go to Ericsson, or become a computer engineer, join TCS or an Infosys. My thing was, that's not me, right? I want to do MBA and get into management. Do you think if I would have followed what others told me, I would have been equally successful? Yes or no? I am not saying that a person can't do engineering and be successful. I am not saying management is better, more successful than getting into Infosys. There's someone who's really good with numbers. There's someone who's really a techie. He might be earning 10 times more the money than I can do. He might be in Facebook today and making minting monies, right? Or maybe far, far more successful. The important lesson, and let me clarify, is not that management is better than engineering. The important lesson is you need to do what you want to do and not what others want to do. Anyone who's waiting for a time to come to enjoy their journey versus someone who's enjoying his journey day in, day out, the person who enjoys his journey is far, far more successful. Because then you're able to give your 100% in your life, personal life and professional life both. So this is even applicable to you. So while, I told you to have a dream, have the courage, and you figure out a dream, the dream is to get into a particular company. That does not mean that you stop enjoying your 2 years of MBA or 1 year of MBA that is left. When I was a kid, right, and I was growing up in a city known as Patiala, there was a circus at that time we used to come in known as a jumbo circus. So once my dad was into a government job, so had some privileges, we went to that circus. We met the manager and the manager said, Jagnoor, come, let me show you around the circus. I said, great, uncle, please do. He took me around the circus, met different artists, etc. And finally he takes me to the tent and he says, let me show you the cutest part of this circus. And we enter a tent and I start shivering. In front of me, there is this full-grown elephant standing and he's tied with a rope, which I would not even tie my small puppy at home. And the manager asked me, Jagnoor, why are you shivering? What happened? And I said, uncle, just look at the elephant, right? Look at the rope. He said, no, Jagnoor, don't worry. He'll not be able to break it. I said, that's why I told you. You should have studied, right? I'm in 6th class. I have more common sense than you. The elephant will take 10 seconds to break that. He said, no, Jagnoor, you're not understanding. I'll tell you the reason. He says, when we brought this elephant to the circus 10 years back, he was 3 months old and he was on the verge of dying. He was so weak. That time, we tied him up with this rope. He tried to break the rope 3 times in a day. He kept trying for 1 week. He kept trying for a month. After a month, he gave up. It's been 9 years, 11 months. He's never tried again. My question to all of you, if this elephant tries to break this rope today, will he be able to do it? Yes or no? You know what? Just look around you, look in a mirror and you'll see a jumbo in yourself. What I mean by that is that when I tell you today to pick up any of the learning that I've told you till now. For example, if I tell someone, you know what, Vivek, why don't you start public speaking? And Vivek tells me, no, Jagnoor, you know what, when I was in the 4th class, I went on the stage and I could hardly speak. Isn't Vivek being a jumbo at that time when he says that? The problem is every time I ask you to do something, you'll always give me examples from the past saying, you know what, 10 years back, 5 years back, 8 years back, I tried doing this and I couldn't do this. In the last 2 years, I've had these 5 certifications done, which is some Google certifications, some sales certifications. Then I am the student coordinator of the media and the PR committee of my campus. So I manage the entire social media for my college. Third, Jagnoor, for the last 9 months, I am doing an unpaid internship with a company handling their all digital media handles. The reality is these are the people you're competing in the job market. It's no longer enough just to know what you want to do because people have moved ahead, right? But what I'm saying is this is a real world outside. While we are just into a stage we were saying, okay, we'll now know what we really want to do. The people you're competing with, they move 5 steps ahead. So one, we need to quickly know what our next dream is, what we really want to do, but then start working towards. Don't be limited what your campus teaches you or what Sunstone teaches you, right? There's a whole world of internet open, go and explore. So one, after all this talk of mine, if you realize and you understand, what you really want to do in your career, my humble request, start working towards it. If any one of you is not on LinkedIn, please get on LinkedIn today. LinkedIn is a new CV for the corporate world. And just an example, the same seminar where I did, as a group, we had almost around 11,500 views to the post. That tells you the power of networking, right? You network with the right people on LinkedIn, that is a reach it gives you. 2 things, right? 2 lessons from me. One, please be a super expert on LinkedIn. Please read as much as possible. So wherever you meet me, you'll always see my Kindle in my bag and you'll have one physical book in my bag. These are 2 things I don't go without. Again, giving a real example. You remember I told you to follow your passion, right? And a lot of people would have thought it's a global gyan. Sorry for the word. I had this colleague in Mondelez. Her name was Vrinda Popley. She was one of the top sales managers in the country. And this is an award of her getting an award at a national forum. I told you that if you want to be successful in your career, please ensure you enjoy your journey and you follow your passion. Sales manager for the country for an organization like Mondelez International. But what people don't know, that she knows what her passion is and follows it every day. So she has an Instagram page by the name of Alsi Tattoo. She's into doodling. And every day at the end of the day, she goes back home and creates a new doodle. So these are some of her doodles in the past, right? One of the doodles is a girl in sales. So earlier it used to be Netflix, now it's Excel or whatever funny. The important thing out of this slide is somebody might ask what comes first. My point is it's a linked. You know your passion, you enjoy your life, you do what you really love doing, you'll be more successful in your career. Sometimes we just have to stop being scared and just go for it. Either it'll work or it won't. That's life, right? Do not overthink that should I do this or not. Just remind yourself this is life. You'll have ups and downs. Important thing is to keep moving and keep moving towards your dreams. Finally, this is where you are, right? Which is right now in the first year or the second year. This is where you want to reach, which could be, you remember that when I was growing up, there was this ad, Naya ghar, nayi gaadi, etc., etc. Whatever the dream is to be successful, etc. There could be 10 alternatives to reach there. It could be a government job, it could be a private job, it could be entrepreneur, it could be having your own startup. I don't know. The only thing that matters is, are you committed towards your dream or not? If you are, trust me, sooner or later, you'll reach your destination. There's nothing that can stop you from that. There was a survey in Yale University over 20 years on 17-20 students. And they met 2 types of kids. One is type A who said, we'll earn a lot of money and then enjoy your life. And the type B said, I will do what I enjoy doing. And the end of 20 years, there were 101 millionaires. The reality is there was only 1 millionaire for type A and there were 100 from type B, which tells you